unapologetic. My actions, I don't regret it. I'm a Bible scholar, I'm here to give you a lesson. We here to get the vision, that vision come with a message. Scriptures cutting like a machete, don't get me headed. Unapologetic, my actions, I don't regret it. I'm a Bible scholar, I'm here to give you a lesson. We here to get the vision, that vision come with a message. Unapologetic with my faith, unapologetic with my words. This the life that I live, it ain't no reverse. Got that Bible.
Shalom, shalom, Most High Christ bless. How everybody doing? Y'all good? All praise to the Most High. Yeah, we can clap it up for the Lord, man. We seen another day. All praise to the Father. Today's class is entitled, let's put that thumbnail up. Read that for me, sir.
The spirit of jealousy.
This is one of them things that is not talked about a lot. This is one of them things that can jump on you. It does jump on people in this truth. Just because we in this truth, that doesn't mean you're exempt from that spirit. Because most of the time we only know about the, I don't want to call it the big stuff, the stuff that get attention, the fornication, the adulteries, the lying, like the popular things. But when it comes to jealousy, when it comes to envy, that's one of them things. It's hard to detect, but you start to see it when you're around people. That's when it starts to come out. When a person is constantly in your vicinity, and you start to hear their verbiage and how they talk and how they feel towards certain individuals. So we got to be mindful of that spirit. So first, we're going to start off in 1 Samuel 18, verse 5. Some of these scriptures you know, some of them you may not. Write them down.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely.
So we start here because this is my favorite history, the history of kings. That's not where we start now, but we starting here because when you look at the history of the kings, that's when you get to see how the foremothers and forefathers was behaving themselves. You get to see thou shalt not steal in real time. Like whoever read about Ahab when he stole the other brother's vineyard. That wasn't his. You get to see the scripture in Micah 7 and 5 that talk about pillow talking. Ahab was pillow talking. He was talking to his wife. That was between him and the bat about the vineyard, and he went and told her the whole spiel. You get to see like the law in Deuteronomy that talk about putting a hit out on somebody, getting judged for putting a hit out on somebody. Jezebel did that. She used Ahab's seal because he was the king, wrote a letter, and told brothers to put that man to death so Ahab could get the vineyard. You actually get to see this stuff play out. So that's why we going here. Read that again.
And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him.
So what you see about King David was a loyal soldier for King Saul. It say he went wherever Saul sent him and what?
And behaved himself wisely.
He walked circumspect. He was mindful of how he was carrying himself. Read on.
And Saul set him over the men of war.
Because of how he was moving. He set David over his men of war. David was commanding all the troops. Read.
And he was accepted in the sight of all the people. And also in the sight of Saul's servants.
He was accepted amongst everybody because of how he carried himself. Keep reading.
And it came to pass as they came.
Also, I want to note this, brothers. It says in Revelation that the 144, they follow the Lamb wherever he what? Wherever he go. That's how King David rode. Y'all understand that? This is practice, this rehearsal. We can't say when we get to that day, we're going to follow whatever Christ tell us. You got to be practicing that now. You see, that's how King David rode. He wasn't bucking up against Saul. He wasn't fighting against Saul. He followed whatever the order and the structure was that was set. Y'all understand that? Read on.
And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing, to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music.
So, sisters, y'all can write this down, because in case somebody say, why they up here making posters and cheering and shooting confetti because the men traveled here. That's biblical. The women was happy that they leadership, they sons, they husbands, they brothers returned from war and they had a success. They was happy. That's biblical. You even read about Miriam doing that in Exodus. Whoever read that. So everything we do is in the Bible. Just a side note. Read on.
And the women answered one another as they played.
Read.
And said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s.
Stop right here. Read that again, because this is where things take a turning point. Read on.
And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s.
Read on.
And Saul was very wroth.
And Saul was what?
Was very wroth.
Read.
And the saying displeased him.
My brothers, we got a mic over there. What happened right there? I don't want y'all, when y'all read this, you got to put yourself there like you sitting there. These is things that actually took place. What happened in that very moment? Who got it? Go ahead, Prophet.
If I can give you a colorful example from that movie, I believe it was Belly, the guy eating a banana.
Yep.
Said, I don't like that shit.
Yep. Rico. Y'all know who Rico is. Y'all done seen Belly. And did DMX and Nas characters, I don't remember their names, but they didn't do nothing to Rico. Just using that example. They just rolled past in a nice car, and Rico didn't like that. He didn't like it. He actually said it, of course, but he didn't like that. What hopped on him? I'm sticking with your example, soldier. What hopped on Rico when he saw them in the car?
It was jealousy. It was envy.
There you go. Y'all see that? So when we go back here, read that again, verse 7.
Verse 7. And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Saul has slain his thousands.
Is 1,000 a small number? No. That's not a small number. They gave you the glory. You the king. They said your name first in the song. Read.
And David his 10,000s.
But David did more. The Lord sent you a mighty man to help you. Yep, that go Rico right there. Lord will, after this class, we don't have no Ricos. I don't know a female version of that name. But let's make sure we don't, Rochelle. We don't have no Ricos or Rochelle. Read.
And Saul was very wroth. And the saying displeased him.
It made him angry. Read.
And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s. And to me they have ascribed but thousands.
Read.
And what can he have more but the kingdom?
What happened there? Somebody explain to me. What happened there? So jealousy and envy hop on him. Now what's happening? What's going on in his mind? Go ahead.
Shalom.
Shalom.
He's already seeing that, well, he's seeing David as an enemy. He thinks that the kingdom belongs to him when it's God that gave it to him.
Exactly. David was sent to help you. That shouldn't have went in your mind. Anybody tell me, what did King David refer to King Saul as? This is very important. Come on, man. Take a shot. Come on.
So Saul, well, David looked at Saul as like his father.
Correct. I don't like how you said it, because you was like you was asking me.
Yeah.
You asked me, or you telling me. Try again.
I'm telling you. So David looked at King Saul as his own father.
Correct. Y'all could jot that down. He didn't look at him. Go ahead. You got something?
I thought you was also meant he saw Saul as the Lord's anointed.
That too. But I'm more so looking at the relationship. He looked at him as his father. You know how when you be tight with somebody and you call their mama and they daddy your mama and daddy, You got a best friend. Jonathan was David's best friend. So he looked at his father as his own father. So why would he try to take anything from you? An evil spirit, that spirit of jealousy and envy, hopped on Saul. Read on.
And Saul eyed David from that day and forward.
It said he eyed David from that day and forward. Get Sirach 14, verse 8. This precept we going to explains what that means when it says he eyed David from that day and forward, meaning from the time the sister sung the song and he had all them evil thoughts in his head toward David, he eyed him from that day forward. What does that mean? Sirach 14 and 8.
The book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
The envious man hath a wicked eye.
It says what?
The envious man hath a wicked eye.
It says the envious man has a wicked eye. Envy and jealousy is interchangeable. Though you read a lot of scriptures, it don't necessarily say a person is being jealous. You have a scripture in Ezekiel that says that the Lord is jealous, but when it talks about people in the scriptures, it's going to often say envy. It's going to say envy and envious. That's the word that's going to be used. So it says an envious man, this go for sisters too, have a wicked eye. You looking at your brother or your sister with an evil eye. Read.
He turneth away his face and despiseth men.
You turn away your face and you despise men. What does it mean to despise somebody, brothers? Y'all all could say it. You hate them. Is that something that you could see on the surface? No, you can't see that. Because sometimes people, they smile. It's like the song. They smile in your face. That ain't no thing that sound catchy. People really be like that. They'll be around somebody and pretending that everything cool, but up in here, they feel some type of way. And it's dangerous because you wouldn't even know it until it exposes itself, until a situation happens to make it come out. From there, get the definition of envy. That'll be the first screenshot. All praise, y'all ready, We gonna get the BT ready, all praises.
Envy is a painful negative emotion driven by resentment and the desire for another person's possessions, achievements, or attributes.
Read that again.
Envy is a painful negative emotion driven by resentment and the desire for another person's possessions, achievements, or attributes.
It says envy is a painful negative emotion driven by resentment and the desire for another person's possessions, achievements, or attributes. We don't want to be in that spirit, brothers and sisters. That means you want what another person has. They may be more successful than you. They may be better at things than you. Let's read the types of envy.
Types of envy. Benign envy, a moving up motivation where one desires to emulate the success of others, potentially leading to self-improvement.
Okay, read on.
Malicious envy, a pulling down desire.
So wait, it says a moving up motivation where one desires to emulate the success of others, potentially leading to self-improvement. So this one, I don't know why they use the word envy. With that, you could say that's somebody getting inspired by another person to move up, to do better. Like they see this person like, man, I want to move like that. I want to carry myself like that. Let's get the malicious envy. Read that.
Malicious envy. A pulling down desire, often accompanied by resentment, aiming to deprive the other person of their advantage.
Read that again.
Malicious envy, a pulling down desire, often accompanied by resentment, aiming to deprive the other person of their advantage.
So what that mean right there, brothers? I want to hear one of y'all. What does that mean, that malicious envy? It just broke it down, but what does this person want that's rolling like that?
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
All right, shalom, leadership, Most High Christ bless. So a person that's trying to pull down that person won't want your spot, want your position, and will do anything to get it. They malicious.
That right there. They'll do anything to get it. That mean sabotage. That mean framing. That even mean putting you to death. And we're going to read some of that in the scriptures. I'm going to show you why. Tonight we're going to understand why that's a dangerous spirit to have. Let's keep going.
Causes of envy.
Okay, now what are the causes of it? Because you got to ask yourself. Don't forget King Saul. That's just one example. How does a person become this way? What are the causes of it? Read.
Social comparison. Comparing oneself to peers, colleagues, or others who possess desired traits or items.
It says what?
Comparing oneself to peers, colleagues, or others who possess desired traits or items.
So you're comparing yourself to somebody. Anytime you start doing that, you will call a spirit of envy or jealousy can rise up in you because you're trying to compare yourself to another person. You can never be another person. Everybody understand that? You can only be the best version of yourself. Read on the next one.
Perceived inequality. Feelings that the distribution of goods, success, or attention is unfair.
Read that again. Because that I've seen that on people before. Read that again.
Feelings that the distribution of goods, success, or attention is unfair.
Read it one more time.
Feelings that the distribution of goods, success, or attention is unfair.
So when a person feels like that, they feel like somebody getting favoritism.
Right.
Things are not fair. Why is she getting put in this position to handle this? I don't think that's fair. I've been around longer or I have more experience. I'm being overlooked. These are the spirits. These are the statements that people make when they rolling in this spirit. Let's get the next one.
Insecurity. A deep-seated sense of personal inadequacy or lack.
A deep-seated, meaning it's deep down in them. In that brother or that sister, they feel like they lacking something. This person has something that you don't have. You don't have them qualities or them traits, so you are insecure when this person is in the room. You're bothered when this person enters the situation or the atmosphere because they have skills and attributes that you don't have. None of us should be that way because whatever I know that you don't know, I can show it to you and you can learn it. Whatever a sister know that you don't know, you can ask her to show it to you and you can learn it. There's no reason to be envious or jealous. Keep going.
How envy affects mental health.
So this affects your mental health, being envious or jealous. Read.
Emotional pain causes feelings of inferiority, resentment, and bitterness.
This is what it causes within you. It's going to lead to bitterness. When you entertain those spirits, it's going to lead you to become bitter, resentful. And you're gonna feel like you're inferior to another person. It's all in your head. Read.
Reduced happiness, identified as one of the most potent causes of unhappiness.
Read that one more time.
Reduced happiness, identified as one of the most potent causes of unhappiness.
It says it's identified as one of the most potent causes of unhappiness because you're comparing yourself to somebody. You keep trying to figure out why you can't do what they do. This is all in your head. Now you become unhappy with yourself. Read on.
Shame, often masked because it is uncomfortable to admit.
Shame. And this is the shame what? The person is uncomfortable admitting that this person is better than them in a certain area. We got to check that spirit. Read on.
How envy manifests in behavior.
Okay, we got some more on that.
Negativity, displaying unwarranted criticism or malice toward the target.
So it says negativity, displaying unwarranted criticism or malice towards the target. So they start to display feelings. They start to make slick comments. Who know what backhanded comments is? They start to make little gestures towards you that it sounds like it's an insult, but they want to mask it with a joke. Right. This is what those type of people do, and it's repeated, constantly done. Next one, spitefulness. Let's look at that one.
Spitefulness, wishing for the other person to lose their advantage.
That's stuff that you can't see. This is stuff that could be in a person's head that got that spirit. Read.
Competition.
Woo! That's a big one right there. Read.
Intense, often unhealthy desire to outperform others.
Like, say somebody asks brother so-and-so to get a mop, and then this brother jump over the little banister we got here to go get the mop before him. And you looking like, bro, why he just do all that? You ask for water, you got, this sister ain't even in the kitchen. She trying to go get the water before the sister that bring the water. That's that unhealthy competition. This is what happened when that spirit of jealousy or envy jumps on people. You start to see it what? Within an office. Right. Like, damn, why it seem like what? I know I asked this person to do, but wait, whoa, hold. It's like two people battling each other. This stuff will happen. We got to be mindful of that spirit. None of us should be in competition with each other. We all on the same team. Everybody understand that? Yes, sir. Read on.
Effects of envy on relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Fractured bonds. It creates a social gap between people.
It creates a gap between people. It does what? It shatters the unity. That's disunity. Read.
Conflict. It leads to bitterness and resentment, destroying trust and friendship.
So that's not a spirit that we should have. That type of spirit destroys the unity. The Lord commands us to unify all throughout the Bible. That spirit is not going to help. Read on.
Distance. It can create a desire to avoid the person being envied, leading to alienation.
That's it on that one. From there, so it says distance, it can create a desire to avoid the person being envied, leading to alienation. So they will start to distance themselves from the person that they are envying or exclude them from things because they don't like this person being around because they feel insecure around them. So when they not around, they feel big, they feel strong. We got to be mindful of that spirit. Let's get that screenshot for envy. Oh, that was the whole, okay, that was the whole thing. Now you can get the screenshot for jealousy. Yep, screenshot for jealousy. Then get 1 Kings 15 and 25. First Kings 15, 25.
Read that first?
Nah, we're going to read that after we see this.
Jealousy. Jealousy is a complex, often painful emotional response to a perceived threat to a valued relationship or status, involving fear, insecurity, and anger.
Read that one more time.
Jealousy is a complex, often painful emotional response.
Pay attention to this, y'all. This is not a good spirit to be in. Listen good. Read.
A often painful emotional response to a perceived threat to a valued relationship or
Stop
status.
right there. It says a perceived threat. You think this person is a threat. This person ain't no threat to you. You think they a threat because they good at some things. No, we all on the same team. We shouldn't be looking at each other as our competition or somebody that we supposed to be going against or battling. Prime example, I don't know much about cars. I got brothers in here that's mechanics that I could learn from. Bro, how you do this? I'm not finna get upset because this brother know how to do this. This brother been doing this since he was a little boy. Y'all understand? We can ask each other to help learn that skill. Some sisters, it is death in the pot. You can't cook. But don't be ashamed. Ask your sister, sis, how you make them different type of dishes. Don't hate her or hate on her. Y'all understand? That's what you doing to yourself internally. Let's read them things. It said a perceived threat to a value, relationship, or status involving what? Read that.
Involving fear.
You fear that this person is going to be looked at above you or take your shine or take your spot. Read.
Insecurity.
You're worried about them replacing you. Read.
And anger.
And anger. You start, that anger is going to turn into hate. Read.
While often confused with envy, wanting what another has, jealousy specifically stems from fear of losing what you already possess.
That's what King Saul had in his mind. He feared of losing what he already had, but God sent the man to help you. That was his most loyal soldier, and he turned on him and tried to kill him multiple times. Because what? That spirit of jealousy jumped on him. Guess what? That spirit can jump on some of us in here, and now we looking at each other as competition. The Lord called each and every one of us in here. We all got different gifts. The Lord bringing us all in here to do what? Establish the gospel in Chicago. Establish the gospel in the surrounding cities. We are one. Y'all understand that? Read.
It is a universal human experience that can be managed by identifying its root causes and focusing on self-validation.
Okay, we could drop that from there. Now let's get First Kings 15:25. We're going to read to 28.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 15 and verse 25.
This is an example of jealousy. Read that.
And Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa, king of Judah.
Okay, so we see it was a king who began to reign. I like to call this part of 2 Kings Chicago. And y'all gonna see why if you read it. Read.
And reigned over Israel 2 years.
Wait a minute. Usually kings reign a long time till they die, right? Till they old in age. Why is this brother only the king for 2 years? We about to see. Read.
And he did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Okay.
And walked in the way of his father. And in his sin wherewith he made Israel to sin.
So we not going to overlook that. The brother was wicked. He was being wicked. But that still don't explain how a king only reigned for 2 years. Something didn't happen here. Solomon reigned 40 years. David reigned 40 years. Why this brother only the king for 2 years? Something wrong. Read.
And Baasha, the son of Ahijah of the house of Issachar, conspired against him.
He did what?
Conspired against him.
The side. What happened right there? We got to figure out what just happened.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
They were turning against each other.
You say what?
They were turning against each other.
Yes. But what happened right there? It said conspired. What happened?
That was a plan. I mean, it was intentional. Like he thought of like steps to actually achieve that.
Exactly. That's not an accident. When you conspire, you plotting, you planning. You got a whole game plan. You got X's and O's like football. You got a whole thing wrote out. What you finna do, what day you gonna do it. Read.
And Baasha smote him at Gibbethon.
He did what?
Smote him at Gibbethon.
Smote mean kill if you don't know. So Baasha planned and plotted on Nadab and killed him. Read.
Which belonged to the Philistines. For Nadab and all Israel laid siege to Gibbethon.
Read.
Even in the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, did Baasha slay him and reigned in his stead.
So he killed him and he took the throne over. What is that an example of? Jealousy, envy. You want what ain't yours and you willing to do anything to get it. There's no threshold when you got that spirit on you. If I could get this sister out the way, if I could get that brother out the way, I want to sit right there. I want that power. From there, get 1 Kings 16, verse 8. We're going to the next chapter, 1 Kings 16, verse 8.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 16 and verse 8.
Read.
In the 26th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Elah, the son of Baasha, to reign over Israel in Tirzah 2 years.
Here we go again. What is going on here? Y'all see the spirit? That's why I said this part is like this part of the Bible, like Chicago, bruh. It's like a drug dealer movie. These brothers is knocking each other off. Why? To be the top man. I want to sit on the throne. I want to be in charge. And as you read, you seeing the levels that they going to get what they want. Read on.
And his servant Zimri, captain of half his chariots, conspired against him, as he was in Tirzah, drinking himself drunk in the house of Arza, steward of his house in Tirzah.
So stop right there. Brothers, tell me what's going on right there. Let me hear Zuriel.
The brother basically was plotting against him, you know, and he went against the brother to regain that throne.
So what's happening right there? He conspired against him. He plotting against him. Paint the picture for me. You ain't got it. You probably thinking too hard. Let me hear Soldier Jacob. Y'all got to paint the picture, man, because I'm thinking about Chicago. When I read this, this is what brothers be doing to each other in the inner cities all across the world. Go ahead.
So just land back off of what you were saying, like today, people are people in these parties, in these clubs, they drinking, they reveling, partying, they not paying attention to their surroundings. People see them partying, drinking, getting high, getting drunk, and they catch them slipping, and they run up on them.
Exactly. Because you see, it didn't say he spoke to him when he was sober. It said they was at a function, and he was drinking himself drunk, and the brother was plotting on him because he ain't paying attention. As they say, lining him up. Keep reading.
And Zimri went in and smote him and killed him.
Read.
In the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah.
So he waited till he got drunk and comfortable and killed him.
That was, and I left out too. That was his man too.
Exactly.
He said he was captain of half his host, so it be the ones that's close to you that you gotta watch out for.
Exactly. Y'all see that? He was close to him. He's comfortable drinking himself drunk. We ain't supposed to be drunk, but you see what's going on with our people. You see how they acting and carrying themselves. But he was that comfortable with that man, like, oh, I could sit with him and have a drink. I'm cool. This my boy. This my man. So he thought. And when he got drunk, he killed him. Read on.
And reigned in his stead.
And reigned in his stead. He took his place. Read.
And it came to pass, when he began to reign, as soon as he sat on his throne, that he slew all the house of Baasha. He left him not one that pisseth against the wall.
I know y'all like, wait a minute, that's in the Bible? That's a little vulgar. That means he ain't leave not a man alive. Right. When you hear the forefathers say that term, that terminology, you know how we got slang today. They say, man, don't leave not one man that pisseth against the wall. Don't leave no man alive in that family. Read.
Neither of his kinsfolk, nor of his friends.
So he made sure he killed all his friends and all his family, everybody that was linked to him. Read.
Thus did Zimri destroy all the house of Baasha according to the word of the Lord, which he spake against Baasha by Jehu the prophet.
So this is what was taking place amongst our people. This was another example of what? Jealousy. Brothers want that power. And you know something about him, I ain't going to get it because we got some more stuff we got to cover. Man, that dude, when they got on his heels, y'all ever seen like when somebody chase a fugitive and then they get in the house and they surrounded by the police and then they shoot themselves? Because they like, man, I ain't going out. They ain't finna get me. This brother burnt the house down and killed himself. You got to read it on your own. I had to ask about that. I said, so they was on his heels and he gonna set the whole place on fire so they can't get him. And I got confirmation. That's what he did. That's showing you this is black folks, blacks and Hispanics. This ain't no white folks doing this. From there, get Genesis 4, verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And she again bare his brother Abel.
Okay, read.
And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground.
Okay, read.
And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth.
Stop right there. When we had to make offerings, did the Lord ask for some fruit? I'm just asking. It been an animal, right?
Right.
So what was Cain doing? You ain't following instructions. But what happened when his offering didn't get accepted? Somebody tell me. Come on, brothers. What happened? Josiah, what happened right there?
The Lord didn't accept it.
Okay, the Lord didn't accept it. And then what happened with Cain?
Oh, he got mad.
He got mad. He got angry. Yep. Same thing with Saul. Y'all see that? Wait a minute. Why you accept his offering? You don't accept mine. What's up with that? Brothers and sisters, do this. He didn't look at what he did wrong. The Lord didn't say offer that to him. Everybody clear on that with y'all? What we reading here? The Lord got specific instructions and you did something else and now you angry. What else happens? Read on.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth?
So the Lord like, why you mad for? Read.
And why is thy countenance fallen?
Why your countenance is your face. Everybody understand that? Yes, sir. That's why the scriptures say, I'm butchering it, but in Sirach it talk about you know somebody, you know the spirit they in by their countenance a lot of times. So he like, why you looking like that? Why are you upset? Read.
If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
If you had did what I said initially, your offering would have been accepted. You didn't do what I told you to do. Read.
And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
If you do it not well, if you go against what I told you, sin lieth at the door. Read.
And unto thee shall be his desire.
Who is the thee? Brothers, y'all could all say it. Satan. Because it's a spirit on him now. It's a spirit jumping on him. He don't even know it. He don't even understand. Read.
And thou shalt rule over him.
Who's going to rule over Cain if he don't check that? Satan. Satan did end up ruling over him. Right there. Satan became his daddy. Right there. So we got to be mindful of that spirit. When that spirit of jealousy jump on you, that's the spirit of the devil. Y'all understand that? That is not of God when that jump on you. Read.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother.
So right there, when it say they talk, what you think was going on right there? Who know? The side.
Abel was probably trying to help him out. Like, look, you know, this is why that happened. This is how you do it, you know?
Exactly. You on point. That's what was going on. Remember, they ain't write every single detail that took place. He trying to talk to him. Now, in the midst of this talking to him, what happens next? Read.
And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
And did what?
And slew him.
And did what?
And slew him.
Y'all see where that spirit leads you? That's why we got to check that spirit. Check yourself. Before he got to that point, when he first got mad, he supposed to be like, damn, wait. The Lord did say do X, Y, and Z. I didn't do that. He ain't do that. He started looking at his brother with that same evil eye that Saul had towards David. Y'all see that? From there, get Wisdom of Solomon 6:23. Wisdom of Solomon 6:23. I'm gonna go a little bit fast because we got some stuff we gotta cover. Wisdom of Solomon 6:23.
It's the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 23. Neither will I go with consuming envy. For such a man shall have no fellowship with wisdom.
Read that again. For the jealous brother or the jealous sister amongst us. Read that again.
For such a man shall have no fellowship with wisdom.
You're not going to have any dealings with wisdom when you rolling in that spirit. How? How can you have any wisdom in you when you looking at your brother or sister as an enemy? Read.
But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world.
Drop that from there. Get Proverbs 14 verse 30. So you will not have wisdom rolling in that spirit. There is no wisdom in you. You looking at your brother like an enemy. Get Proverbs 14 and 30.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 30. A sound heart is the life of the flesh.
So a sound heart is the life of flesh. Read.
But envy, the rottenness of the bones.
It's what?
The rottenness of the bones.
You decaying on the inside. You got that spirit on you. You don't even know what's going on internally. It just said from the definitions that that's an unhealthy emotion that come upon somebody. That ain't healthy for you. You sitting up here trying to compare yourself. BT, I sent y'all that quote. Read this quote right here. Let's get that quote real quick. For the brothers and sisters comparing themselves to other people. Real quick. I sent it on school telegram. Just read it real quick. I want us to see that quote. All right. From there, get Ephesians 5 and 20, not Ephesians, Galatians 5 and 26 while we waiting on that. We're going to hit them precepts till BT get that. Ephesians, I keep saying Ephesians, probably because it's by each other. Galatians 5:26.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 26.
Let
us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another.
Read that again from the top.
Let us not be desirous of vain glory.
If you find yourself in this truth that now you doing stuff because you want people to see you, you in the wrong spirit. You in the wrong spirit. That's not why we go out and risk our life for the men. That's not why, sisters, you support and you do what you do in the body. We not doing nothing to be seen. This is not a TV show. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Read.
Provoking one another.
Or provoking one another. You trying to antagonize somebody. You picking with somebody. Read.
Envying one another.
Doing what?
Envying one another.
We not supposed to be doing that. Whatever skill you don't have, ask your brother, ask your sister. What they say, what's the saying? Each one teach one. We didn't all heard that. When we look at the other nations, they share talents with each other. That's what we supposed to do up in here. Anything I don't know how to do or I want to learn, it's a brother in the body that know it and I can learn it from them. Y'all understand? That's supposed to be your mindset. 1 Peter 2 and verse 1. That's an evil spirit.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 1.
And it's all right on time. We going into Passover, the class right on time, because that's when that spirit be hopping on people. Read that.
Wherefore, laying aside all malice, and all guile, and hypocrisy, and envy.
And what?
And envy.
And what?
And envy.
And what?
And envies.
Read on.
In all evil speaking.
We supposed to lay aside those things, brothers and sisters. We not supposed to still carry those attributes. If that's how you used to be, you need to let that stuff go. You ain't supposed to be like that in this truth. New man, new woman. Y'all understand that? 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 4.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 4.
Read.
Charity suffereth long.
So this is the spirit of charity that you read about. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is talking about charity. That whole chapter 13 is talking about the spirit of charity. Charity means the love of God. Read that, verse 4 again.
Charity suffereth long.
So the spirit of charity is going to suffer long. You're going to be patient with people. Even if they getting on your nerves, you're going to be patient with them. And I know it's hard, brothers. I know it's hard, sisters. Read.
And is kind.
And is what?
Kind.
If you got the spirit of charity on you, you're going to be kind to your brother or your sister. Read on.
Charity envieth not.
Read that one more time for our brothers and sisters, sir.
Charity envieth not.
Charity envieth not. If your brother didn't been successful or he's progressing, it's supposed to be like you progressing. I can't remember who said. He said, man, if my man get a car, it's like I got a car. That's how you supposed to be. My brother graduated from school. It's like I got the degree. I'm clapping with him. That's how we supposed to be, brothers and sisters. Your sister, she started proving, then you see her get married. You supposed to clap for her. Come on. You supposed to be just as happy for her. Everybody understand that? Your brother get new responsibility, or the Lord put him in a certain spot. You supposed to rejoice. That's your brother. Read.
Charity vaunteth not itself. Is not puffed up.
Is not puffed up. The spirit of charity don't do that. Let's read this quote for our brothers and sisters. Read that.
Don't compare your walk to anyone else's.
Read that again.
Don't compare your walk to anyone else's.
It's very easy for brothers and sisters to do that to themselves. Read on.
You can never be another person.
You can never be that brother or sister you comparing yourself to. But what can you be? Read.
You can only be a better version of yourself.
One more time.
You can only be a better version of yourself.
That's all we can be. Y'all understand that? Drop that. Get Titus 3 and verse 3.
It's the book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 3.
Read.
For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish.
This is the things that we all should be able to say we used to partake in. We shouldn't be operating like this now. Read.
For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish. Disobedient. Deceived. Serving diverse lusts and pleasures. Living in malice and envy.
Living in malice and what?
And envy.
Read on.
Hateful. And hating one another.
This is what this should be past tense. Everybody understand that? That shouldn't be current. If this is currently you out the spirit. From there, let's get video 1. Video 1, then we're going to go into the definition of jealousy from the Merriam-Webster. I think y'all had that already. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. Let's get video 1.
Stay away from people who hate you and still want to be around you. That's the most dangerous person of all, because they don't like you. They don't clap for you. They don't support you, but they refuse to leave your space and let you go. Now, why is that? Because they want to have access to everything that they secretly envy. They study your moves so they can copy them. They stick around to see if you fail. And they'll watch your success waiting for the moment that they can say it won't last. These are the people who drain your energy. They ask questions not to learn, but to compare. They smile to your face, but then talk behind your back.
Woo!
Real friends, they don't need to be in your space 24/7. They celebrate from a distance, and they show up when it matters. But fake friends, they stay close enough to watch, but never close enough to actually help. Cut them off. Protect your circle, because the wrong people in your space will cost you more than being alone ever could.
Woo.
Stay away from...
You could drop a bomb on that. We better be mindful that we are not that man or woman operating like that. Because we're going to show you in the scriptures where that spirit leads. We're going to show you with examples. Definition of jealousy, Merriam-Webster. And soldier, you could get 2 Corinthians 12 and 20. You can hold that. We're going to run through this stuff, then it's right back to the scripts. Let's get that definition of jealousy from the Merriam-Webster.
Jealous. Synonyms of jealous. Hostile towards a rival or one believed to enjoy an advantage.
Or one believe to enjoy an advantage. You looking at that person as your competition. I must beat them. I must supersede them. You out the spirit if you're looking at your brother or sister like that. Read the next one.
Intolerant of rivalry or unfaithfulness.
Nobody should be your rival in here. Do we all understand that? You shouldn't be looking at your fellow soldier or your fellow officer or your fellow sister as your rival. I must supersede her. I must surpass her. I must conquer her or conquer him. No. Next one.
Tending to suspect rivalry or unfaithfulness.
It says tending to suspect rivalry or unfaithfulness. That's going into relationship, but we really want that top one. That top one right there. That's the one. That rivalry. Go up to the other one. That rivalry, and then it said what? Hostile. You hostile towards your brother or your sister. That's why you be seeing all that head clashing. Why is they arguing? It's something wrong there. The scriptures say wherever envy and strife is confusion in every evil work. And I ain't seen that scripture be wrong yet in its truth. Every time you see somebody, what's wrong with them? Why they always arguing? Why they always getting into it with each other? Somebody got that spirit on them. It's either one of them or it's both of them. Every time. You could drop that, get Article 1. The deep meaning of jealousy. Article 1. Let's pull that up. The deep meaning of jealousy.
The deeper meaning of jealousy. A psychological exploration into what it means to be jealous.
Okay, what is jealousy? Read that.
What is jealousy? Jealousy is a complex emotion that we often think in terms of love and relationships. But it can also show up when comparing yourself to others. It can involve feelings of envy, insecurity, resentment, and suspicion.
This is what jealousy brings. So if you feeling any of these things, chances are that's that spirit. If you so hostile, you so upset towards this one brother, this one sister, every time you see them achieving, every time you see them doing better, that spirit is there, and you what? You insecure, you're resenting them, you're suspicious, all that stuff is out the spirit. We shouldn't be looking at each other like that. Read on.
But while it is a natural instinctive emotion, jealousy can have a powerful effect on your mental health. Feelings of jealousy and envy can often cause anxiety, poor self-esteem, and emotional self-sabotage.
Why? Because you're comparing yourself to somebody instead of bettering you. That's what we all walk through these doors to do. But when this spirit hop on people, now your whole focus changed from bettering yourself to outdoing your brother or your sister. And you got to ask yourself how you got to that point. Read.
To better help you understand and cope with jealous feelings, it is important to look at the deeper meanings behind this emotion.
Read.
Causes of jealousy. Various factors such as childhood experiences,
Okay.
parental relationships, and fear of abandonment can cause jealousy.
So fear of being abandoned or forgotten about. Read.
For example, a child may feel jealous if their parents spend more time on their sibling than on them.
Whoever seen that with kids or siblings? You don't think that happened with adults? It happens. Still happens. Right. Read.
Through repetition, such experiences can lead to fear of abandonment and insecurity in relationships, resulting in a continued feeling of jealousy. In addition, people may also form expectations of what others should do for them, and if these expectations are not met, they may experience harmful, jealous feelings. This emotion can significantly affect your mental health. In terms of relationships, jealous feelings can lead to anxiety due to worry or suspicion.
Read.
It may cause people to doubt themselves and their partners, leading to insecurity and a lack of trust.
So I know from this standpoint, they leaning towards like relationship with a man or woman, but it also goes with dealing with your brothers and sisters. That's why if y'all remember the other one that we read, it says something like the people that had that spirit on them, they start to think that they being dealt with unfair. Like somebody else got special privileges. Why he get to do that? It's favoritism. I done seen this. Instead of looking at themselves. Why she able to do that? Why she get to do this and that? Don't nobody roll like that in here. Oh, see, it's partiality. Wait a minute, where that come from? And you ain't saying that about everybody. It's about this one person. Now that partiality come out about this one individual. You feel some way towards that person. You could drop that. Let's get Article 2. Feeling jealous. Let's get that Article 2.
Feeling jealous, here's what it's really telling you.
Read.
Envy and jealousy are emotions that we all experience at times. Instead of feeling bad or embarrassed, here's how to leverage the wisdom of these emotions to get clear on what you really want.
Jump down to, so how do we actually put all of this into practice? You got to scroll down for it.
So how do we actually put all of this into practice?
So how do the stuff that's in this article, how do we put it all into practice? Because it's a good article, but we want to get to the meat and potatoes of it, as they say. Read.
Harnessing these emotions begin with awareness.
So you got to be aware. That's why the scriptures say, know ye not yourself. Read.
Get in touch with what you're really feeling.
You got to examine yourself. Read.
Are you being critical of someone else? Are you actually being critical of yourself?
Read.
Are you talking stuff about someone or something?
See, why you change it? You know how they say when you read the scriptures in another language, it don't punch. It don't punch like it used to. I know we got little ones in here. Yeah, but it say, are you can say SH.
Are you talking SH about someone or something? Are you feeling unusually insecure?
Woo, read.
Are you being an a-hole to your wife after she just had a beautiful, expansive experience without you? Are you feeling cranky and down on yourself after scrolling social media? If you are in the affirmative on any of these, then jealousy may be present.
Woo, you can drop a bomb on that. You gotta check yourself. If that's you, you gotta check yourself. From there, you could drop that. Let's get video 2. Now we finna see in this second video, it's gonna talk about the dangers of jealous friends. Jealous friends are more dangerous.
Sometimes.
So listen to this brother's story here about a brother that he grew up with. Go ahead.
That friend that you call brother or sister is secretly hating on you. I had a homeboy since middle school. I considered him a day one. Everybody around me told me that he was jealous. My real day ones didn't like him. My sister didn't like him. My brothers didn't like him. But I defended him because when I call you my friend, I call you my brother. I ignored his backhanded jokes, slick compliments about my skin color, little shots disguised as humor. I felt it, but I just stayed loyal. Then we got older. He had a crush on this girl that we both know since school, but she liked me. I ain't chase her, she chose me. So one day, I'm laying up with her. He calls her phone, so she says, watch this. She answers the call and put him on speaker. First thing he does, after a little small talk, he says, have you heard from Roger? Not how are you, not what you doing. He brings my name up. Then he tells her, you know he got a wife, right? At this time, I was separated, going through a divorce. Trying to expose something that wasn't even his business, and he didn't know that me and her had a mutual understanding. That's when it clicked. Every conversation that he had with her, he brought me up. That wasn't no friendship. That was a form of obsession. That was comparison, jealousy. I realized something heavy that day. Some people stay close to you not because they love you, but because they are studying you. Not too long after that, I cut him off. And honestly, it wasn't easy. I went by myself and cried. Not in front of him, but to myself. Because when I call you my friend, I mean that. Once I cut him off, no more sly energy, no more fake laughs, no more subtle complimenting. I felt like I removed a weight off my chest. Here's the lesson. You can't save insecure people. You can't heal jealous people. And if you keep them around, their insecurity gonna slowly poison your life. Sometimes growth requires some grief. Sometimes elevation requires some separation. And before you cut somebody off, just make sure that you're not that insecure friend in somebody else's story. But if you know you're not, cut that fat. Don't get rid of it, man. Peace feel better than loyalty to the wrong people.
You drop a bomb on that, man. That's messed up, is it not? We got to be mindful that ain't none of us up in here. Because sooner or later, a situation's going to rise where that stuff going to pour out. Because those is feelings that people often try to hide. They try to hide that stuff. They don't want nobody to know they feel that strongly towards them. So they'll smile, they'll wait, and then eventually it'll come out because they can't hold it no more. Now, give 2 Corinthians 12 and 20.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 20. For I fear, lest when I come, I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as ye would not. Lest there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbitings, whisperings, swellings, tumults.
Stop right there. Let's read that again from the top. Read.
For I fear lest when I should come, I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as ye would not.
So Paul is saying, this is the church of Corinth. He's saying, man, I hope when I come visit y'all, it don't be no BS. That's basically what he's saying. He said, but what I'm hearing that's happening in that congregation of Corinth, this is what I'm hearing that's going on with y'all. Read.
Lest there be debates.
Is debates going on amongst y'all. Read.
Envying.
Is what?
Envying.
Is envying going on. Read.
Wraths.
Wrath. Read. That's that strong anger. Read.
Strifes.
That's that going back and forth. Whoever seen that before? Damn, why they at each other's throat like that? Because these spirits is in the midst. Somebody got that spirit on them. I'm telling you, it's either both of the parties or it's one person. Read.
Backbitings.
What is backbiting? We're going somewhere. What is backbiting? Brothers, can y'all tell me what backbiting is? What is backbiting? Yeah, I'll see y'all on point. Y'all on point. I ain't even called for it. Y'all, hey. That's how the reader supposed to be, man. Go ahead. My brothers know what I'm talking about.
So backbite, talking real slick about the brother, towards brothers and sisters in congregations, always saying something sly and slick. It's like just like murmuring, close to that.
But are you doing that in front of them?
You're usually doing it like with some other peers. A lot of times you might give, like me and the soldier might get together and start backbiting about that brother.
Is it in front of them?
No, we don't say it in their face. We on the side murmuring against them.
It's behind their back.
Behind the scenes.
That's why it's called backbiting. Let's get the definition of backbiting.
Backbiting Backbiting refers to speaking maliciously, unkindly, or spitefully about a person who is not present.
Read that again.
Speaking maliciously, unkindly, or spitefully about a person who is not present.
Yeah, I don't really like her like that. Yeah, me neither. You know, every time she come up in here, she thinks she all. Yeah, she do think she all that. If you find yourself in that type of conversation, sisters, you're backbiting. Because all the stuff y'all saying about Sister A, you're not saying it to her face, and there's nothing pleasant that you saying. Same thing with brothers. That ain't something that men should be doing. Men should be saying stuff to each other's faces if it's a problem or it's an issue. But if you find yourself doing that, you backbiting. Read on.
Often with the intent to harm their reputation.
To do what?
To harm their reputation.
Harm their reputation, because you know what happens when people do that? They can change your whole perspective on how you look at that person and you ain't even met them. Y'all know what I'm saying? Sister A can come to you and say, she ain't right. Yeah, that sister there, she just nasty. She this and she that. You never interacted with her. You just taking in everything she say, and if you ain't careful, when the sister do arrive, now you looking at her funny. Why you looking at her funny now? Because you was listening to that sister. Same thing with brothers. Whole time, this person could be saying all of that because they got an issue with them. But they trying to get you to feel what they feel. Y'all understand that? Be mindful of that, because it may happen to you. You may be in that situation, and you got to be able to spot it like, oh, hold on. If you got an issue, go talk to them. Don't come to me with all that. Go apply the scripture. Y'all understand? Because people, a lot of times, they don't want to deal with their problem that they have with another person. They want to go murmur. They want to go backbite. You could drop that. Get Proverbs 25 and 23. Proverbs 25 and verse 23.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 23.
Read.
The north wind driveth away rain.
Uh-huh.
So doth an angry countenance a backbiting tongue.
Read that again.
The north wind driveth away rain. So doth an angry countenance a backbiting tongue.
So it's saying, just like the north wind will drive away some rain, people get pissed off when they hear about somebody talking about them behind their back. It's the same thing. Y'all see that? From there, get Job 5 and verse 2. Job 5 and verse 2. Job 5 and verse 2.
It's the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
For wrath killeth the foolish man.
It does what?
For wrath killeth the foolish man.
Wrath, anger will kill a foolish man. Y'all ever seen people jump out in a blind rage, get into a road rage instant and die? That stuff happens. That anger, because you blind, you rolling off emotion. Read.
And envy slayeth the silly one.
And envy slays the silly one. Both of them will kill you in the end if you let them take over you. From there, get Acts 7 and 9. I'm sorry, Proverbs 27 and 4. Then get Acts 7 and 9. We're going to get some more examples of that envious spirit. Proverbs 27 and 4. Read that.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 4.
Read.
Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous.
Wrath is cruel, anger is outrageous. Think about it. It's talking about these two emotions that people have, these two spirits that get on them. But what?
But who is able to stand before envy?
Because the lengths a person go when they envious of somebody is crazy. The levels they go, how evil and diabolical they mind get. That's why we got to be mindful of that spirit. Acts 7 verse 9. Now we getting some more examples. Acts 7 verse 9. What can envy push a person to do? And this is biblical history you finna hear. Acts 7 and verse 9.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Read.
And the patriarchs moved with envy.
They was moved with what?
With envy.
They was moved with what?
With envy.
With what?
Envy.
So they had a spirit of envy on them, and they did what?
Sold Joseph into Egypt.
They did what?
Sold Joseph into Egypt.
They sold their little brother into Egypt. Sold their little brother to some Ishmaelites. Because they was envious. Let's keep going. Right now we showing where the spirit of envy leads you. Mark 15:10. This is where the spirit of envy will take you. You might say, well, you ain't putting your hands on nobody yet. You ain't trying to sabotage or make something up yet. Mark 15, verse 10. Read that.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 15 and verse 10.
Read.
For he knew that the chief priests had delivered him for envy.
Read that again.
For he knew that the chief priests had delivered him for envy.
Y'all know this is the white man, right? The white man saw the scribes and Pharisees. Look at these ends. See, I almost said it. Look at these ends. They trying to get this man crucified because they envy him. The white man peeped that. That's why they gave Christ over to Rome, because they was envious and jealous of him. From there, go to John 11:47. We gonna prove all things. You say they was envious and jealous of him. That's why they did it. That's what the Bible say. We finna piece it all together for you. We haven't left what we talking about. This why you got to be mindful of that spirit. You will do this to your brothers and sisters. Read.
The book of John, chapter 11 and verse 47.
Read.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we?
Wait right there, sir. Is everybody in this little meeting with them? That's just them together. So they doing what? Plotting. They plotting. Read.
And said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
He outdoing us. He healing the sick. He raising the dead. He feeding people. He got people believing on him. He doing many miracles. We got to do something about this dude. Read.
If we let him thus alone.
If we leave him alone and let him keep doing what he doing. Read.
All men will believe on him.
Everybody gonna believe on him. Read.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
It said what?
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
These old Negroes was worried about being replaced. These old Negroes was saying to themselves, if we kill Christ, that's job security. If we kill this young man, that's job security. But if we leave him alone, the white man gonna move us out of our spot. Because of what? Envy. Envy. From there, Matthew 12 and verse 14. I'm showing y'all. That's what we showing y'all right now. Go ahead and pull that up, BT. This is what that spirit does to you internally. Read that.
The effects of negative emotions on our health.
Read.
Heart and small intestine. Hate, cruelty, impatience. Spleen, stomach, and pancreas. Worry, anxiety, mistrust.
Read.
Kidney, ears, and bladder.
So your kidney, ears, and bladder could be affected by these spirits. Your organs start messing up. Look at that. Read.
Kidney, ears, and bladder. Fear.
Read.
Liver, eyes, and gallbladder. Anger, frustration, jealousy, envy.
It said what?
Anger, frustration, jealousy, envy.
You be wondering, like, people be having all type of stuff rupturing and all it. What you meditating on? What's in your mind? What spirits is on you? You stressing. You might be stressing about your position. You might be stressing about, man, why this person better than me? And this is what's going on internally. Read the last one.
Lungs, skin, and large intestine. Sadness, depression.
That's why people start to get sick when they get depressed. That's why we got to be mindful of all these things. Matthew 12 and 14.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Read.
Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him.
Here we go again. Is everybody in this meeting with them? They having another meeting with just them about who? Read.
And held a council against him. How they might destroy him.
How they might do what?
They might destroy him.
How they might do what?
Destroy him.
Is you supposed to do that to your brother? Christ is an Israelite, ain't he? So they sitting up here talking about how they can destroy their own brother. You got to really paint the picture in your mind when you reading. These is old men talking about killing a young man because he waking up the people. Because he doing things that they not doing. Because they was comfortable. Remember, the scribes and Pharisees had position. They had money. They had a seat. Yeah, put them images up. They already was set up. So when Christ came on the scene, they said, this young man is threatening what we already got established. We got to move him out the way. From there, get Mark 11 and 15. When you got that spirit of envy on you, you will do that. You see your brothers as your adversary. You see your sisters as your adversary, your competition, your rival. You will try to find a way to get them out the way or pray that something happen to move them out the way. Read.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 11 and verse 15.
Read.
And they come to Jerusalem, and Jesus went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and bought in the temple.
Oh, yeah, this should make y'all teeth white. I like this here history. This is when Christ went in the temple snapping. But why was he snapping? Read carefully. My brothers, don't get caught up in the tables getting flipped over. We got to listen to what's going on. I like that part too. Read.
And overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves. And would not suffer that any man should carry any vessel through the temple.
Read.
And he taught, saying unto them, is it not written?
So stop right there. They turned the temple of the Lord into a flea market. They was in there selling merchandise in the temple. That's why he went there and snapped and started flipping their tables over. Y'all made the Lord temple a place to sell y'all merchandise. They was being ends. Read.
And he taught, saying unto them, is it not written, my house shall be called of thieves?
Y'all made it a place for y'all to make money at. This supposed to be a house of prayer. That's why we be checking folks when they come in here and be trying to sell their merchandise on the low. This ain't a place for you to come up at. This the house of the Lord. Read.
And the scribes and chief priests heard it.
And what they do?
And sought how they might destroy him.
Do y'all see that? Here they go huddling together again. We got to do something to him, man. I don't like how he just came in there. He flipping our tables over. We was selling doves. We had money changers in there. He just came in here and just disrupted everything we got going on. We got to get him out the way. Read.
For they feared him, because all the people was astonished at his doctrine.
They feared him because all the people was what? Astonished at his doctrine. His doctrine was the laws of God. He ain't come up teaching his own thing. He was teaching the laws of God. What he said to them was an actual scripture. They was out of order, but they didn't like that. Sometimes people start to give you an evil eye when you tell them about themselves. That happens. They start to hate you because you told them about themselves. It happens. I'm telling you, it happens. From there, get video 3. Listen good.
About no. They'll kill you.
Yes, they will.
And it's not when they look at you, they not looking at you seeing everything you went through and what you became. When they look at you, they see everything that they're not.
Pause it. Pause it. These jealous and envious folks, they hate the person because the person is everything that they are not. The scribes and Pharisees saw Christ and he was everything that they was not. They didn't care about the people. He did. They was trying to destroy the people. He wasn't. So he was everything that they were supposed to be, but they never was going to change themselves to be that. Play.
When I look at you, I see everything that I'm not.
Yeah.
Everything that I'm not. I don't have nothing to live for, nothing to lose. And if you tell me no, it's like because it's like if I know you, if you know me, you owe me.
Entitlement.
If you know me, you owe me. And because I look at you and see that you everything that I'm not, I kill you.
They start looking at everything that you got as well, though.
I kill you, so.
And they say like, man, he could give me that. That ain't nothing to him.
Oh, they count in your pocket.
Yeah, they. Oh, yeah. They.
I deal with that a lot too.
and it's the point of, getting you out the way or you falling.
Did y'all hear what he said, that last part? They say They get to a point where they say if they could get you out the way or if you fall, they rejoicing. Nobody should be rolling in that spirit amongst us. We got to check ourselves daily. From there, get 1 John 3:15. We must be mindful of that envious and jealous spirit because it'll turn into something. 1 John 3:15.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 15.
Read.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
Envy and jealousy will lead to hatred, and hatred will lead to murder. And no murderer is getting the kingdom of heaven. That's straight to the point. From there, get 1 John 4:20.
1 John chapter 4 and verse 20.
Read.
If a man say, I love God.
Everybody say they love God. Read.
And hateth his brother.
And what?
Hateth his brother.
And what?
Hateth his brother.
Read on.
He is a liar.
He is a what?
A liar.
He is a what?
A liar.
Read.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
It don't make sense. That's impossible. Your brother made in the image of God. Both of y'all. But you love God and you hate him, make it make sense. Read.
And this commandment have we from him.
Read.
That he who loveth God love his brother also.
So if you love God, you got to love your brother and your sister also. It's one and the same. You can't be hating somebody in here or jealous or envious, but you going and you facing Jerusalem and praying. That don't make no sense. From there, get Psalms 41:9. That's why we got to be mindful of this. We got to be mindful of this. Prophecy being fulfilled, and we going to touch on it in a minute. I ain't going to jump the gun. Psalms 41:9. We got to be mindful of that spirit.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 41 and verse 9.
Who is this a psalm of? Read.
Yea, mine own familiar friend.
Does it say read who wrote it? Yep.
Psalm 41. To the chief musician, a psalm of David.
Jump down and let's read verse 9 now.
Verse 9. Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me.
Now, this is a scripture prophesying about who? Brothers. Who got it? Who got it? Who got it? Let's try Zuriel. Then after that, we're going to try the Sai.
Does it talk about Judas Iscariot?
Correct. You hit it right on the head. That's talking about Judas Iscariot. Read it again.
Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted.
In whom I what?
In whom I trusted.
You got to remember, we all we got. How do you look? How do you sound when you are envious and jealous and hateful towards a brother and sister you sit next to on the new moons, on the feast days, on the Passover, and they thinking that everything is okay with y'all, but deep down in your soul, you hate them. How? Make that make sense. From there, drop that, get video 4. And hold Jeremiah 2, verse 33.
Can I keep it real with you? You know why they jealous of you? It's not about what you have.
Start it over and turn it back up. Turn it up, not turn it back up, but turn it up because it's low.
Can I keep it real with you? You know why they jealous of you? It's not about what you have. It's not about your success. It's about who you are. You are a reflection of everything that they wish they could be. Your strength highlights their excuses. Your courage shines a light on their fears. Your resilience exposes the moments that they quit on themselves. And that's a hard pill to swallow. So instead of working on their own life, you know what they do? They sit back and they hate on yours. But let me tell you something. Their jealousy is not your burden. It's their mirror. Don't you dare dim your light to make them feel comfortable anymore. You didn't come this far to shrink for anyone. So what I want you to do, keep shining, keep rising, and keep being everything they said was impossible. Because your success, your happiness, your peace is proof that it can be done. So let them watch, let them envy, let them be jealous, but never let them stop you. It all starts with you. Let's get it.
So we got to take a mental note of that, because some people, they uncomfortable because this person on fire, this person diligent, this person doing what they supposed to do, and you uncomfortable about that. Should the person who is doing what they supposed to do stop? No. Jeremiah 2 verse 33.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 33.
So you gonna stop giving it your all because this brother, this sister got a problem or issue? No. Read.
Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
When you trimming your ways, you compromising, or you trying to appease somebody or please somebody. Don't be doing that. The reason why they upset is because they not the ones doing it. And most of them people, they not going to lift a finger to do anything. Get 1 Corinthians 12 and 18. This is what people don't be understanding. 1 Corinthians 12 and 18.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 18.
Read.
But now hath God set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it has pleased him.
Do it say as it has pleased man?
As it has pleased him.
God set each and every one of us in our specific positions and roles that's best suited for him, what he want to accomplish or what he want to make happen. That's what brothers and sisters don't be understanding. The Lord can look at the spirits and say, okay, this brother here, he gonna be the one that's gonna lead the men in the war. That's what Mattathias did with his sons. This is the wise one. He gonna be the one that's gonna strategize, plan everything. This one here, he's wise with the counsel. He's gonna be the one that give everybody the counsel. This one over here, this one is excellent with the ideas. That's why everybody gets strategically put where they gonna best succeed. People don't be understanding that. They don't understand that. From there, get John 1 and 30. Our forefathers understood it.
It's the book of John, chapter 1 and verse 30.
Read.
This is he of whom I said, after me cometh a man, which is preferred before me.
Read.
For he was before me.
That's John the Baptist talking about Christ. When Christ hit the scene, John the Baptist already understood, look, this is the man that was to come. He got a mission that he got to fulfill. He's going to excel and surpass me because he got a certain mission that he must fulfill. We all got a certain mission that we must fulfill. And ain't nothing going to stop you from fulfilling that mission. Whatever that is that the Lord wants you to do, he going to make sure you get where you supposed to be so you can fulfill those things. Everybody understand that? Yes, that's too heavy for certain people. Certain people cannot understand that in this truth. This person has a specific spirit on them to where, man, they got to be in the children's room. Like, man, but the way this person deal with the kids, they got a whole different spirit. They joyful. They love that thing. The kids is progressing. They got to stay over there. Right. Y'all understand that? And that's just a brief example. This brother, the way he leading the man when it's time to go to war, yeah, you stay right there. Everybody don't have the same gift. Everybody understand that? From there, get John 3 and 30. John the Baptist understood that. Plus, on top of that, who is Christ to John the Baptist? Relationship-wise, who know that? Decide.
That's his cousin.
That's his cousin. But you won't never read about John the Baptist getting upset or getting mad. He knew what it was. Like, here come cuz right now. I know what time it is. He knew he was just setting the table. He knew, he finna come through and he finna push the rest of the way. Read that.
The book of John, chapter 3 and verse 30. He must increase, but I must decrease.
John the Baptist understood when Christ hit the scene, he's going to excel. He going to go further than what I did. He going to go further than the things that I did already. From there, drop that, go to video 5.
Weak people notice.
We got to make sure we cut this up. Stop.
And laugh.
And as we see these videos, we got to examine ourselves and make sure we ain't rolling like none of this stuff that we see, especially this one, because this guy's going to break down the character of these type of spirits. Play that.
Weak people notice other people's mistakes and laugh. Strong people notice other people's mistakes and learn. Weak people talk about other people's problems to feel better. Strong people talk about other people's problems to become better. Weak people gossip about others to build fake connections. Strong people...
Stop right there, because that's heavy what he said. If you cool with somebody because y'all both murmuring, that ain't no good relationship. Right. Just got to put that out there. Y'all got cool because she talked SH and you talk SH about what y'all don't like. But y'all don't never have no solutions. Y'all don't never say what y'all issue is. That's why you and sister so-and-so cool. Or that's why you and brother so-and-so cool. Y'all like to sit back and say, yeah, man, he got favoritism. That's why they let him. No, that's not no friendship. That's friend-ish. Play.
Express vulnerability to build real ones. And this one's the kicker that you were just talking about. Weak people envy people ahead of them. Strong people study people ahead of them. And the interesting thing is, both people are looking at the same thing, but they're seeing different things. Because no one is a weak or strong person. It's just what you focus on. The switch for envy is study. If you're jealous of someone, if you're envious of someone, study them. And all of a sudden, that envy turns into appreciation, admiration, just complete awe, because you're like, now I know what it takes.
You could drop a bomb on that. He gave you the solution if you got that spirit. You should be studying the person to learn from them. If they're very good, you admire that trait, that attribute, you should study them. When you watch the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, they showed a scene. Fred Hampton Sr., Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., was listening to Malcolm X speeches. How you don't think him listening to the men that came before him, you don't think that helped him with his public speaking? So we should listen to those that's ahead of us and follow their example and try to glean from them. That's why, men, when leadership come to town, you need, in a circle form, you need to be there. Damn, what they bringing out? Let me see how that situation get handled. Damn, okay, I'm gonna take note of that. Damn, okay, I like the way this person teach. Damn, okay, I see how he dealt. You need to be taking them mental notes and then try to apply that. But not looking at it like, man, how he do that? How he get to that point? Why he in that spot? Y'all see the difference? That's why he said both people looking at the same thing, but their mindsets is different. Y'all understand that? You should love to be around people that are better than you, because what? What's going to happen? They going to make you better. You around all strong people, you going to become what? Strong, just like them. But if you on the flip side and you envious and you jealous, you going to continue to be in that weak nature that you in. That go for brothers and sisters. From there, get Sirach 37 verse 12. This who you want around you. You don't want nobody who see your flaws, see your shortcomings, and laugh at it. We finna touch on that in a minute.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 12.
This who you want around you. Read.
But be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord.
Read on.
Whose mind is according to thy mind.
Read on.
And will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
This type of person ain't laughing at you. That type of person ain't laughing at you. They gonna sorrow with you. Damn, you got that going on? Hey, bro, I'm gonna send up prayers for you. You need me to fast for you? Let me anoint you real quick. Them the type of people you need around you. Not nobody that's finna make a joke about what you got going on, or it's almost like they happy. That ain't nobody you want around you. From there, get Proverbs 24 and 17. Proverbs 24, 17 and 18.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, and verse 17.
Read.
Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth.
You know this is a commandment. That's not a suggestion. If you find yourself happy that a person is took down, you happy that a person is put out, you happy that some misfortune happened to a person, you got the devil on you. Do y'all hear me? You are not in the spirit. Why are you happy that a misfortune or something befell your brother or your sister? You have the devil on you. Read.
And let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth.
You shouldn't be glad if your brother is struggling. You should be trying to help him. Like this picture say, read that. I like that, BT. That's fire. Read that.
Strong people don't put others down.
What they do?
They lift them up.
They do what?
Lift them up.
They do what?
Lift them up.
We should be trying to help one another. If you know your brother struggling in the area, your sister struggling in the area, you shouldn't be laughing. You should try to help them. Whether it's anger, whether it's being organized, you should be trying to help them get better. Do you understand? Some of y'all got skills that I ain't got. If I want to learn that skill, I'm going to ask you. I don't know the camera like some of my brothers in here know the camera. I'm going to ask questions. I don't know everything about the mics and all this stuff. I'm going to ask them brothers. They got skills in it. Y'all understand? That's how we pose the role. From there.
Get verse 18?
Yep, my bad.
Get verse 18.
Yep.
Lest the Lord see it, and it displease him.
Woo, hold on. Pay attention. If you are that person, you need to listen to this verse right here. Read that.
Lest the Lord see it, and it displease him.
So God sees your envious, jealous behind, spiteful behind, wicked behind, because you laughing at your brother going through a misfortune. Read.
And he turned away his wrath from him.
He turned away the wrath from him, and what?
That's it.
Oh, right. Because it say he turned away his wrath from him. Meaning what? He'll turn the tables on you. You was just up there laughing and kikiing at sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so because of what's happening to them, and then the Most High turn the tables, and you in the same situation. And it'd be crazy. These people be laughing at people and making fun of people or cracking jokes about stuff, and then when it fall on them, they want mercy. Crazy. From there, get Sirach 37:10.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 37, and verse 10.
Read.
Consult not with one that suspecteth thee. And hide thy counsel from such as envy thee.
How you gonna share something with somebody that's jealous or hateful or envious of you? You can't be sharing no special information with that person because you don't know what they gonna do with it. From there, get video 6. Get video 6. Now we finna see how dangerous that spirit is. Matthew 24 and verse 4. Hold that. We gonna get video 6 first.
Some people don't attack you directly. They try to humble you. Not because you're arrogant, because they feel inferior. Inferiority creates tension. Tension seeks balance. If someone perceives you as higher status, more stable, more competent, their internal scale tilts. And tilted scales demand correction. So they downplay your wins, highlight your flaws, make subtle jokes, offer unsolicited criticism. It's not feedback, it's recalibration. Humbling is often an attempt to reduce perceived status difference. If they can shrink you, they feel level again. Confident people don't need to humble others. They don't experience your stability as a threat, but insecure comparison turns your neutrality into a challenge. If you recognize this pattern, follow. Most humbling attempts aren't moral corrections. They're emotional equalizers. And the need to equalize reveals who felt beneath you in the first place.
You drop a bomb on that. Why are you so worried about this person? Why do you feel so threatened? Because you're insecure. You feel the need. You gotta try to make this person feel small. You gotta try to diminish this brother, this sister, because you insecure. That's all it is. Get Matthew 24 verse 4. We're gonna read down to 12. This is why that spirit is dangerous.
The book of Matthew.
This is why we got to cover it. Read.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4.
What will you become if you don't check that spirit? We see the destruction that the Bible speaks of is taking place right now. We all see that, right? We could cut the news on and see Bible prophecy taking place. After all that, Jacob's trouble is coming, and Christ finna name some things. Read that. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I want you to see it. Read.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Read.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
You gonna have that false image of Christ, people saying that Caesar Borgia is God. Read.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Are we not seeing that today? You seeing wars and rumors of wars. People talking about wars that may take place. This Bible is a real book. Read.
See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet.
Christ said all this must happen, but the end is not here yet. These things got to happen. Read.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Read.
And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Is not these things happening before our eyes? So we got to stop playing. Bishop Nathaniel said that prophecy, I always mess it up. I'm going to have to write it down. But prophecy is taking place to let us know to get ourselves in order. In so many words. I got to write it down. So when we see prophecy, that's supposed to make us get ourselves in order. Check ourselves. Read.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Read.
And shall kill you.
Read.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Read on.
And then shall many be offended.
Read.
And shall betray one another.
And shall what?
And shall betray one another.
Read on.
And shall hate one another.
And shall do what?
Shall hate one another.
And shall hate one another. Many will betray and hate one another. If we don't check that spirit of jealousy and envy, you could turn into one of these people here that we reading about. Where does so-and-so live? I give you $250,000. Oh, he stay over there, 18th floor, apartment B. Where do sister so-and-so work at? Oh, yeah, she work at such and such. Yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to give you a new car. We're going to give you $2 million. We're going to move your family. We know you've been struggling since you've been in the movement. You're going to be one of them people. Read.
And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many.
Read on.
And because iniquity shall abound,
because sin is going to increase,
the love of many shall wax cold.
The love of many will wax cold. Our people are cold-hearted these days. You better check that spirit before you become one of those traitors. When you look at them traitors throughout these revolutionary movements, some of them flip because of money. Some of them flip because of envy and position. You name it. Don't let that be one of you, brothers or sisters. From there, get 2 Maccabees 4 and verse 7. That's why the unity got to be tight. We got to be unified. It got to be to the point you ain't giving up no address, where nobody work at, nothing. You ain't doing that to your brother or your sister. But if it's jealousy and envy there, ain't nothing going to stop you. You hate them anyway. You've been waiting on this opportunity. You just getting paid. Esau finna pay you. You gladly finna do it. Read.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 7.
Read.
But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
So it says Jason labored underhand. Can somebody, my brothers, can y'all explain how Jason was moving? Paint the picture for me. It say he labored underhand. Who got it? Who want to take a stab at it? Come on. It say he labored underhand.
Yeah, it seemed like he was dealing falsely, like doing a lot of under the table stuff.
Exactly.
Going against people.
Yep, exactly. You on point. Why? Why was he doing that?
He was doing that to become the high priest.
There you go. He wanted position. Let's pull that up. Read that.
Underhand definition. Underhand describes actions that are secret, dishonest, or sly, often used to gain an advantage through sneaky methods.
We should not be moving like this, brothers and sisters. But this how this brother was moving for a position. Let's see what he was doing to his people. Read.
2 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 8. Promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents.
Read.
Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise.
Read.
And for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen.
Read.
And to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus.
So this wicked dude, not only was he laboring underhand to get position, he was setting up gyms for men to exercise. We know what exercise means. What gym means, it means exercise naked. This is what this dude was doing. He was betraying his people. He was working with the white man hand in hand. Why? Because he got that authority that he wanted. Read.
Which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
You know what some Greekish fashions, while we talking about it? Them Greek fraternities. A lot of our people sell their souls. Why? Because when you join a fraternity, this is an evil little street term. They say thug plugged. My frat brother is the CEO of this company. I can easily get a job. My frat sister, she work at the dealership. She can give me a car for the low. I'm sorry, it's sorority sister. That's the one for the women. The sorority sister. So our people join these things. Why? To gain advantage. Read on.
Verse 11. And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus.
Read.
Who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid. He took away.
Jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, and increase of heathenish manners.
Read.
Through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest.
So this dude was so evil and wicked. He got the position. He started pushing our people to follow the ways of the white man. Read.
That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar.
He changed people's mindset to the point they ain't want to serve in the temple no more. What did they want to do? Read.
But despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices.
Read.
Hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowances in the place of exercise.
Read.
After the game of discus called them forth.
Discus, like what they play in the Olympics. He was trying to push everybody to follow the ways of the Greeks. All that stuff, the Olympics, all that stuff is the ways of the Greeks. You can pull that up. That's the ways of the Greeks. These is the people that he was trying to have us follow, the white man, the Greeks. He was trying to have us follow all those ways of life. If y'all saw that image, y'all could pull that up. It was an AI. Y'all could pull it up if y'all got it. Yeah, that's what he was trying to push brothers to do. You could drop that. Read on.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
He loved the ways of the white man. You know who else this sound like? This sound like these pastors. They'll never teach the Bible correctly, but they want to teach you the white man doctrine. Keep our people following the ways of the Grecians. So that's going to conclude tonight's class. Pray y'all got edified. Let's examine ourselves. Make sure you ain't rolling in this spirit. Because if you read the scriptures, what happened to traitors, brothers? Put to death. Remember, it said, Christ said, I think he said that when Judas was sitting at the table. He said, and the man that betrayed the Son of Man, it was better if he had not been born. What torment will you have being a traitor? Let that sink in.